welcome back to my YouTube channel Biologically Frolic by Aishwarya. In last video we discussed about the definition and historical background of animal cell culture. In today's video we will be discussing about the major developments in animal cell culture technology as well as advantages of animal cell culture and disadvantage of animal cell culture. So let us first look at major developments whatever happened in the history of cell culture technology. So the first development was the use of antibiotics, which was the boon for culturing actually to say. So how you can say the boon for culturing means the antibiotics which used for the culture media or for the growth of this particular animal cell, it inhibited or it eliminated the growth of other unwanted bacterial cell or any other cells. So usually what happens is along with the animal cell, even there are so many things, so many microbes which grow on the culture media. Okay, how you cannot eliminate that easily, because whatever the nutrient you are providing for your animal cell, the same thing will be there for the bacteria also. Even they will take that nutrients, they will take whatever the food you are giving to animal cell. So by that what happens is you are giving food to unwanted microbes also, and the animal cell also, and there the competition begins between the animal cell and the contaminant. So that's why if you are adding antibiotic to the culture media, it reduces the risk of contamination, it reduces the risk of the growth of bacteria or unwanted cells. The second was the use of trypsin to remove adherent cells to subculture further from the culture vessel, and the third was chemically defined culture medium. So chemically defined culture medium was complete artificial media without any use of natural ingredient. Okay, and second one was use of trypsin, so that the adherent cells whatever are there, if you don't want your cells to get attached to each other, you can obviously eliminate that, you can obviously remove that by using trypsin. So that process is called as trypsinization. So by using trypsin you can remove the adherent cells to subculture further from the culture vessel. So you cannot give the same media for more amount of time or more number of time. Usually if you just provide a media and if you just leave your cells like that, it starts dying immediately, because whatever the food you have given, whatever the nutrient media what you had given, already it has consumed that. Okay, so after consumption it starts lacking the nutrients, it starts lacking the food. So when it wants food, you have to provide food immediately after it. So that's why it is very important to subculture your cells. So before subculturing, it is very important to remove your cells from each other. The cells will be attached, usually it will be in the attached form, so you have to usually remove it. So that's why you use trypsin. So that was again the major development in cell culture technology. So next let's have a look at advantages of animal cell culture. So the first advantage is physiochemical environment in the culture, such as pH, temperature, osmolarity and level of dissolved gases can be precisely controlled in the in vitro system. The second one is physiological conditions, such as level of hormones and nutrients in the cell culture can be easily controlled. Then cell culture techniques allow us to maintain the homogeneity of the cells by use of selective media. Then animal cell culture can be used to study the cytotoxicity, to test the possible toxicity of compounds and drugs. Then use of animals in the experiment is significantly reduced with the invention of animal cell culture technique, and most of the molecular pathway that taking place inside the cells can be elucidated by use of culture technique. So overall, first and foremost advantage is using animals in the experiments is completely reduced. So let me give you one example. I hope you know about insulin, formation of insulin. So insulin can be formed or it can be produced by using recombinant DNA technology also. So before that what used to happen is the production of insulin used to occur by using pigs. Okay, So from pig liver, or from the pig, we have to remove the isolates of Langerhans, and we have to remove that insulin. We have to take out the insulins from the pig. So there were so many pigs which were killed earlier just to produce um, some very little amount of insulin. So say just 2 to 3 ml of insulin. So there was a huge amount, there was increased number of diabetic patient, and there was no insulin at all. So by using animal cell culture along with the recombinant DNA technology, the use of animals in this experiments was completely decreased. So if we are getting so much of insulin by just using single recombinant technology technique, why you will go for pigs, right? So this is the only case in this is the only major advantage in animal cell culture, and you can provide the exact conditions what are there in the animals. So if we have the what type of temperature in the human body, what type of pH will be there in the human body, exactly you can control the pH, temperature, etc. Okay, so this is the advantage of animal cell culture. Let's have a look at disadvantage of animal cell culture. So the major disadvantage is expenses. So obviously whatever we are doing experiments, first thing comes in mind, what is the expense doing that. So let me tell you one thing, animal cell culture is very expensive method, expensive experiments, and very expensive technique. So the capital investment will be more and outcome will be very less. Okay, for example, you are growing something by spending lakhs to gather money, and you are not getting in return even 10,000 to 20,000 rupees. Okay, so this is the case in animal cell culture. You are doing just for the sake of your own satisfaction, that you are doing some major experiment, that's it. But let me tell you, the cost is very more. To do one single experiment also, you will be having very much high cost, and maintenance, just to maintain the cells you will be spending so much of money. Then maintaining the sterile conditions and aseptic condition is the most difficult part of the animal cell culture. Then chances of chemical and microbial contamination is more in animal cell culture. Then experience and expertise are required for the effective maintenance of the cells. Yes, this is very important. You cannot simply open a animal tissue culture lab, because the expertise is needed. You need to be very much expert, and you should have much more knowledge about how to do the experiments, what animal cell culture is, and how it works, or how the techniques are used, how aseptic condition is handled, how the sterilization is done. So we have to have knowledge about everything. Okay, so until and unless you are experienced person, and if you are expertise in animal cell culturing, you cannot do any of the experiments. So this is the disadvantage of animal cell culture. Whereas if you just look at other fields like growing microbes, growing bacteria, growing plant tissue culture, growing fungus, you can easily do now also, being in first semester, second semester, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So in all the semesters, usually you grow bacteria and fungus in the lab. Right, but can you grow animal cell culture? No, it's not possible, because you whatever the sterilization techniques you need, whatever the expertise you need, whatever the techniques you need, media you need, the glasswares you need, they are very much expensive, and they are very much different from what we use in our normal laboratories. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of animal cell culture. Next, we'll look at the laboratory organization for animal cell culture. So this is the overall tissue culture laboratory design, where you have a working table, a septic area, you have laminar airflows, then you have the storage racks, and then you have the freezers, liquid nitrogen freezer, cold room is there, hot room is there, then microscope room is there, quarantine room is there, then wash up area is very important. So you can just have a look at the design. Okay, so equipping tissue culture laboratory. So what all we need in the tissue culture laboratory? First one is laminar cabinet. Vertical laminar airflow is very much preferred Okay, so they are fitted with HEPA filters and ultraviolet radiations also. Incubation facilities, the temperature of 37 degrees Celsius and CO2, that is the carbon dioxide gas of 2 to 5%, then 95% of air and 99% of relative humidity is required. Then refrigerators are very important. So liquid media is kept under 4 degrees Celsius. Enzymes and hormones, media components and glutamine, serum, etc. they are stored at minus 20 degrees Celsius. So you need freezers also and normal refrigerator also. So microscope, an inverted microscope is needed with 10x to 100x magnification so that you can easily observe the cells. Then tissue culture wares, then the culture plastic ware treated by polystyrene. Then these are the equipments needed in the animal cell culture. The first one is wait, let me show you with pen. Okay, so this one is autoclave, CO2 incubator, refrigerator, centrifuge, then caps, and this one is let me say the filters. Okay, so these are the equipments needed. So we'll stop it here. We'll look at sterilization technique in the next video.